Hello, kumatika mdakabawo, inzulu ngokwayo, i-coach, Umrhabulo Podcast. The purpose of the show is to inspire you to take action. We need to move away from intellectual Olympics, as imbondo libeka ngolo hlobo. Intellectual masturbation, simane sihlala lapha sithetha kamnandi, information powerful, and yet start action. So namhlanje ndiniphathele Webster, one of inzulu zami endizirespectayo, Webster Kushata. When it comes to execution, uzawuthetha about ijeni yakhe, but there is no lapho bonke abantu abazapha ngabantu abakwazi execute. So zonke ideas abazisherishayo apha ayizo ideas ezizakwenza ufile nje kamnandi. Need to mamela kwamamela lo Umrhabulo ufuneka uphathe pen nephepha. Uthathe notes. Because we want to see you at the top. Tata Kunjani?
Hayi. Khala kusiza.
Tata. Yeah. Tata man kubantu abangakwazi, first of all, inkosi kakhulu tata ngothatha ixesha from ischedule sakho sebusy. I know that you are a busy person. You are working even ngoku, like abantu abangakuboni apha, like you unxibe igiye. You understand? Yosebenza. You understand? And one of izinto ezindiinspireshayo ngawe dinale philosophy ethi mna kholena ukuthiwa life you need to work smart. I believe that you can't get to level of working smart if you've never worked hard. Yonke lento iqala ngongcolisa izandla zakho. Then once you know the grind, then you can be able to work smart. So yeah, so inkosi kakhulu mantata ngexesha lenzile. So for umuntu ongamazi Webster, who is Webster? Just the background nje yakho.
Umrhabulo, who listens to Umrhabulo kanani? Is it Xhosas or is international?
Anyone.
Or anyone?
Yeah, anyone.
Okay. Because my Xhosa, you mana eat.
No, you can
English
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, my name is Webster Kushata.
Yeah.
Originally from the most beautiful country in the world. I know you guys, Abanye will say otherwise, but sure. I'm from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
I've been here from 2010.
Yeah, that's 9 years.
9 years now. I'm gifted with a wonderful wife, Wandisiwe, and Nomdana, Use Sky. That is his name.
Say. Okay.
Sky, that is his name. Kuqala le business ndisebenza mna kwaNzumzum.
Okay.
Zumzum, which used to be my high school nickname. But when I got here, I tried like to look for ezinye names and
so ngaqhawulanga man, sandikwazi vele ndigqithe nje. You work kwaNzumzum. That's that.
Yeah, exactly. Because Unzumzum and Webster are two different things.
Okay. Yeah.
Zumzum, the business, ndiyayihlonipha. I put respect on it as a brand on its own.
Yes.
So when I talk about Unzumzum, I work there.
Okay.
When I talk to investors and shareholders, then it becomes mine.
Setro, my man. No, I need it. Because it had to register in Shapagula, but I realized I didn't like Basmuyum Pagan, who seven some so yeah, back to stories. I needed to like highlight like it was tutti. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So having arrived, I think the most exciting part about Storisam will be landing in Cape Town and train station. I only had R3.50. 10 rand actually. Then the booze are like cheaper, like Odaki Batlala, where do black stay? And they say Nyanga, Kailicha, what. Then I ended up in Nyanga with R3.50 to my name.
R3.50.
So for a couple of days I slept a taxi rank up until Natato Nomyo forces him, and then they shot a knife for some days, and then I ended up moving out to Kunelandlu. Because that guy, in his own words, he said I was too dodgy because I told him that I'm not looking for a job. I'm going to make a way. Yeah, exactly. So, for you to make a way when you're broke, it's just something else. Yeah. So he didn't actually believe me. So I started initially fixing computers, and when I say fixing, I'll be just lying. because I'm not technical in any way. That is not my strength.
Sure.
But I found people who can fix. Then I found the problems, which is the people who had PCs that wanted to be fixed. So bendimidu, man.
Copying the website. That's very important. I wanted to understand.
The first business that I did was I was fixing computers, right? But I don't even know up until now how to fix PCs.
All right. Very
but
important.
All I
so
did
you didn't
was
know how to fix the PCs, but you wanted to fix the PCs.
Yes. So what I did was I looked for people, but to fix.
Okay.
And then I looked for the people who wanted their PCs to be fixed. Then I made the profit pangapagat.
Yes.
Yeah, so initial consultation would meet Namatlal, KFC, Googs, and the like, up until I got my first shop, Enyanga Terminus, which is still there even up until now.
Sure.
Yeah, then around 2012, I started to distribute in newspapers for Media 24 and Times, Avusa, I think Avusa Media. And from then on, I had that one shop, then I went Philippi, then opened another one.
After how many years from 2009?
After, I think, 3 years.
So it took you 3 years to get to that level. From how much money you had?
From 350.
From 350.
Yeah,
it took you 3 years to owning in Ansego, right?
Yeah. Then I went to Philippi, and I remember when I walked in and I spoke to the landlord, and the landlord said, hey, you know what? I'm actually worried that you might not be able to pay rent. And I was like, but you have other tenants, yeah. And I was like, yes, but plenty of people have taken la shop and struggled. And I'm like, you see, when you talk about plenty, you're talking about them. Now, I know Webster, so please respect the person that you talk to. Yeah, so that was the second shop, and for a good 6 months, we tried the same internet cafe option, but it wasn't working. So we had to look for other stuff. And that's when I went into the dairy industry. The dairy industry being, I was born and bred in a very, very small town, and it's a farming community as well. So we grew up drinking milk, and that is normal for me and stuff. But when I came here, I sort of struggled. And going to Ezinye shops which are around, like your Somali-owned shops, I always encountered products which are a little bit dodgy. So it was something that pained me so much to say how many people are being fed as it doesn't go right, but then they're just eating because they don't know, right? So I spoke to the landlord, and I was like, you know what? I want to open a dairy shop. And I was like, do you have money? And I was like, nah, don't worry, I'll buy a fridge of Gumtree and we just work. So that was 2014, and then by then I had bought a Fiat Uno. A Fiat Uno, the legendary, the best car in the world, actually, for me. And so we bought a fridge. We put a fridge inside the internet cafe, and we went and bought stock. And we're literally selling whilst we are offloading. That was the demand, and it just took off. So 2015, it was really, really big. I remember that I once sold which is something that I always laugh about. I once sold, I think, 1,200 yogurts one day with a certain promotion that we're doing with Dairy Bell. And this was when I actually realized that, no, man, there is a demand for affordable dairy products in Cape Town, Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and then in that very same 2015, I also started a car repair place where we're fixing cars and stuff. But that was a total disaster. And we lost a lot of money there, because it was uncharted territory. It was something that I wasn't passionate about. And there wasn't an underlying
the why was not
vision,
big,
exactly, for me to do or even for me to get into that industry. Yeah, then in 2016, then I started the hard way with a friend of mine. We were building construction materials, so I was like, let's just start the hard way. And it was like, but where are you seeing? I'm like, no, don't worry. There is
but okay, let's that. So what motivates you to go to Inansika industry? Like you move from owning internet cafe to owning a dairy Inansika business. Now you are getting into Inansika construction and stuff. So what motivates you? Like what drives you in business? What that pushes you to grow?
I think.
And also as businesses, Zoe3, indoni lenas nayo that is in common.
The underlying factor is not personally, and the whole vision behind the business is to bring dignified products and services to communities where we operate in.
So that's a vision, and
that is the underlying vision. My pain is people should not just be customers when they go and buy. The people, the community needs to become a part of the businesses where they buy from. And by them being a part, I'm not necessarily meaning they need to be shareholders, right? But they also need to feel and be served right and have an experience when they go into those spaces. Right. So in a place where our people are taken for granted, our brand needs to be the place where people can go there and get a service that they feel is worthy, not their money, but worthy their dignity.
Sure. So let's go back to the decision to move from Zimbabwe to South Africa. The expectations are Congo move from Zimbabwe to South Africa. What were your expectations?
It's a long story, but I did not actually move from Zim to South Africa.
Oh, so happy.
I went to Malawi for 6 months, and I stayed in Mozambique for 2.5 years.
What were you looking for? So I think for me, wherever you went to, I just want to understand, Mangabanako, what was your what were you pursuing? Like when you left? Because I want us to talk about like leaving your comfort zone. Because Zimbabwe, it's you've got rights as a citizen and stuff. Exactly. Now you move from Zimbabwe. So the minute you move away from a country, you lose your Nanzika, your citizenship.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get it? So I just want to understand that, like, if you understand from Zimbabwe, first of all, and when you finally decided to move to South Africa, what were your expectations?
When I actually moved into South Africa, I was en route to Angola. That was the decision. Yeah, I was coming from. I did 2.5 in Mozambique. Then I did 6 months in Swaziland. Then I was saying, no, I need to go to Angola.
Okay.
Because one of the things that I've always been fascinated about is, the African story.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a traveler, and I enjoy traveling, and I believe traveling, it opens up the way that you look at things. But just to come back to your question, to say what has been driving me, I think what has been driving me for all of these things, because in all of these countries I've done business. In all of these countries I've never worked.
Mm-hmm. So you have no work experience, and
no. But I'm not cashable.
Okay.
And cashable.
Okay.
That's just me.
Right.
Yeah. So, there was always something that driving me to say, I need to be able to to create something that will last beyond me. That's the most important thing. Whatever that I'm going to create, it needs to be able to last beyond me. Yeah.
Sure. So let's talk about way of creation, Tata. Let's talk about pillars of building something as our last for a cliche elite. You understand? So I just want us to talk about exactly the lendo we build. What are the building blocks of building a legacy business?
In Zoom, family, chef. The people who are there, there is no boss there. It's more of a family. So I think the fundamental building block of building a business that's successful is to put a family first.
What is a family when based on your understanding and your conditioning? Yeah?
Based on my understanding, from a business or from a normal setting.
You're normal. Like you're normal. What is the business from your perspective? Because we define family. We define family different. Abanye like but you don't mix a family in a business. We understand because we understand the business we understand the family and abanye believe these two do not mix. There are people who believe a business and family as a diban. And baninzi abantu apho ndhlala khona lokushuma ngabe yo if ufuna izinto zimoshakale fuck ifamily yakho uthethe ukuthini, like I want you to break it down.
I think iyavakala the way that a lot of people look at business and pleasure and where it's derived from.
Yeah.
And we say we cannot mix business and pleasure. It's because it's derived from the one or two or three who have gone before us and done it and failed. But then the reason why you cannot mix business and pleasure is if you cannot differentiate between the two.
Hence, from your perspective, and how do you define the two?
So for me, Zoom specifically, I've worked with my girlfriend and now wife for the past, I think ever since I started. But she knows that work stuff doesn't go home. Do you understand?
Sure.
Right? But then she understanding that work stuff doesn't go home, the family structure, the family spirit comes also in the way that we run a business. Because if family noba umama ako anvani kangakanani, she's still family.
Yeah.
You know? So the end goal is we need to get to 2020 sonke.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
In business settings, it just means that whoever we have in the family at that particular time, we need to get where we're going together.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the values. So it's not like in Zoom, like you've got your umakazwa, kopana, your grandfather and stuff. But what you're saying is, building blocks. There's a values that are found in Antigua, in building in Antigua, if you made.
If you look at and I'm talking specifically for my industry, which is retail. Most of the successful big retail chains, they are family owned. If you look at Walmart, Walmart was started by Sam Walton. If you look here at South Africa locally, Pick n Pay, it was started by Uremon Ackerman. That was a family business. Even his succession planning that he has done, he has roped in his family members. But then what it does, it doesn't mean that those people behave in a certain way because they're family. They understand that this is a business and this is a family, there's a division, but then what they carry is the visions and the modus operandi as a family by a sebenza even in business.
Sure. Let's go back to R3.50, Webster. I want us to talk about the philosophy of Mali. What is your relationship with the Mali? Like, for me, like how, like there's more understand, but like move kanjani from R3.50 to where you are. I'm not gonna tell abantu at least yes a little late. But move kanjani from R3.50 to be where you are namhlanje. Like what is your relationship with imali? Masqala. First of all, what is your philosophy? Masqala, what is your philosophy around money? Yeah.
Imali kum is a means to an end.
Okay.
It's not the end.
Yeah. So like what do you mean?
What I mean is imali it's one of the things. It's not everything, kum.
A tool.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's a tool
to do what?
That we use to live our lives.
Okay. All right.
So in relationship now with imali is I understand that there's a lot in the world. You know. But I understand that for me to get my pie of the lot,
okay,
I need to put in a value that will be proportional to my pie.
Sure.
So when I say the value that I need to put in, what amount of problems can I be able to solve that will allow me that I get la mal?
So imali say ikwingxaki.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. So that's a mindset around money. So I want us to talk about, like, I want us to be practical now. There's someone kind of not business with no capital. I get that a lot. Like in Zulu, where do I find funding? Dinality and need malekanga and stuff. So what advice do you have about payana batibalinde and funding to start businesses?
Magalal.
Okay,
I know that's a little bit ruthless.
Yeah.
But you know, I think you don't need money to start a business.
Okay.
You see, you need a customer who is prepared to pay. So if someone comes to you and says, "Ufuni mali," because he wants to start a business, he doesn't know what a business is.
Yeah.
What he needs to look for a customer who is prepared to pay for that which he wants to do.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, instead of him looking for funding, he should be looking for sales. Because sales are the ones that
bring in
that brings you the funding.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Athi umuntu no lento ithetha iapply kuzo zonke businesses. Uthini umuntu like man benglamuntu ngoba difficult banglamuntu because ndiyabaza abantu like band approach okoko. Amatika uyathanda izinto zenza lula wena Webster. Lento ithetha iapply kuzo zonke businesses.
Chief, earlier on when I spoke, I said dinomntana. Uses guy. He's 21 months old now. All right. Algos uthetha.
Yeah.
God, when I'm coming here from work, ndifike pa endlini ephethe ikhazi emoto ndizawuthini. Ndifike pa kuthiwa Sky went a mall uyoshopisha. Ndizawuthini. Is it practical?
No.
It's not. So you find that a lot of people walk around looking for funding. They've never sold a sweet.
Yes.
They need to start from where they are with what they have.
Yeah. Because like the question is like why would someone invest imali kuwe kubeni ungakhange invest anything in your business and stuff?
That's the thing. Before you know, like I'll be very, very honest to you.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate that maybe I got breaks and I also got people who believed in me. But the honest truth is Unzumzum has not received any funding. Benga fumananga any funding up until 2018 and 2017, and by that time, we're already employing more than 20 people. Which means the funding that we got was not a funding to prove a concept. Do you understand?
It was to grow the business.
Exactly, because what people, a lot of people want is they want someone to fund them to prove a concept.
Sure.
Do you understand? And no one, not even the bank, would do that. Not even Uhulumende would do that. In as much as people put a blame on the government, the government is doing a lot, to try to help people. But the government cannot help people who cannot help themselves.
Okay. So I'm doing a concept, but I got willing to roll up his sleeves.
You see, whatever concept that you have, whatever concept that anyone have, you need to take it back to the smallest that you can. Then test it with the smallest. If you say, let's say for example,
let's practical.
Practically, you say, I'm a designer. The phono designer. He branded T-shirts. And I want to supply Umakam.
Okay, now the funding.
Now the funding, because Umakam ufuni 1,000 T-shirts. Do you understand? Mna ndifuna unibe brand yako wena first. Wear your own brand. And if we need a lot brand yako, sell it to your mother and your sister and your neighbors. Do you understand? So that we can know that there's a demand for the product.
Sure.
Once you need demand for the product, then you need to go to e-markets and go and sell. Do you understand? And you can get feedback and you can get people to vouch for your product.
Yeah, that's powerful feedback. That's powerful.
Exactly. And then from there, then you go into maybe Easy Shops, or you can open a Facebook marketplace and you can start to send the orders. You can courier them. And then you can now be able to walk in and say, okay, you know what? I've sold to 1,000 people. I now need more money so that I can sell to the next 1,000. Because the business is all about the numbers. A business is not about the adjectives. You see? It has nothing to do with words. It's all about numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, all the people who say they want funding from you, if you ask them for the number, they'll give you a rounded amount, like 50,000 and 100K and 200, depending on the mood they're in.
Depending on the, but no, I understand what you are saying. When you started this podcast, Nantsika no Cetro. Light is light nangoke light nantsika lighting ngabiko on point. You're using a phone.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with gear. We're using a phone. Yeah, a phone. So yeah, but no, but we're using a phone to record the Nantsika podcast. The first two podcasts is recorded. Equality was bad, so we had to rearrange it because we needed to start.
Yeah.
And this is a radio station basically that we are building here. And before we go to advertisers to say Bandwin Mabasnike Mali to advertise, and we need to we need to go to Bandwin, testing as a concept, get Bandwin to listen to a message here. Only then you can go Bandwin and then you say you need Nanseki funding. Yeah. But you need to start to clean with what you have.
Exactly.
We understand, and then get feedback from a Bandwin. We get feedback from a Bandwin as well. Respect. Very important. Mamela, constructive feedback. If man from a Bandwin, no construct. Yeah, it's very important because you get abantu baba ulene beyithu setropa umuntu uzathathe i-podcast yomuntu na 10 years senze podcast athathe nalena yethu sayiqalayo and then akunike opinion based on that, not based on what he or she knows.
Yeah.
Based on ukombere nantsika amaphile ne steak. Ukombere nantsika amaphile ne steak umuntu yonke. So ibalekile bangabenda ba feedback xa build that. I'm adding lento ithetha wena because I understand what you're talking about. If feedback, are we touching about banana? It's very important.
Yeah.
Not everyone is qualified to give you feedback.
And empty vessels make a lot of noise.
Inshallah.
Yeah. And those are the ones, but no opinion is needed.
Yeah. So what challenges did you face up of building? Especially we about like we're gonna must straight abandon because we tunabanda. I know how it is to lead a band. I'm leading a band project playground. What are the challenges? And also, what's the importance, first of all, of having a band around you when you are building? What's the difference between Webster ngoku Webster run a one man show no Webster lona unenze run like in an organization ngoku.
The difference no, okay, the challenges that I've faced has been mainly there's a saying that says the tallest tree gets the highest wind.
Yeah.
So as you go forward, as you go bigger, then also your challenges become bigger. So when I used to worry about 1,000 rand, now I don't worry about 1,000 rand.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I worry for bigger amounts of money.
Yeah.
Also, that's bigger problems. When I have staff issues, I deal with senior staff issues and not necessarily small staff issues.
Yeah.
So that has been mainly my challenges.
Yeah.
But also the biggest challenge that I faced is having to unlearn a lot of the things that I know that we grew up, knowing about, So when I say having to unlearn,
okay, so like
for example, growing up, we know that you cannot send dala. Do you understand? But then now when it comes to, you start to employ people who are over 40, over 50, who are in the ages of your father. Those are some of the things that you need to unlearn, because now you need to understand that your role is no longer for, this is not your father.
Yeah.
You are the employer.
Yeah.
So you actually need to be able to be comfortable to tell him what to do, when to do it, and in a way that you need to. So it has been, my main challenge has been more personal.
Okay.
Just me having to know more about myself, having to develop my own skills as a person.
All right.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between Webster lo run like a one man show to Webster ngokunabantu by 20? Like your approach, how is it different to business?
Besides the realization that there's just more.
Okay.
When it was Webster being one, I wasn't much exposed to the availability of resources in the universe.
Okay.
But now I know that there's an abundance. You just need to be well equipped to be able to receive it. When the time is right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what is the vision, Goku? What's the next step? What's the next level for Unzumzum?
My personal vision now is to impact the lives of 1,000 people. That is my personal vision. The more Unzumzum is evolving, the more I'm realizing that it is a business, but it also a people development entity. So I want Nzumzum to be able to create more Websters. And when I say more Websters, I mean Nzumzum should be able to identify and create an environment for people like Webster to blossom. So if Umdu Usem Tanzani in the Eastern Cape, say, Somandla calls me and says, I have a site, right? Or I've been building my retail store for the past X amount of years, but then I want you to grow. Then I can now be able to chip in with the resources. So that has been my focus now, to focus more on the financial aspect of the business, that is raising funding, so that we can be able to build and possibly franchise the business.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Webster, how do you keep your cups full? Because look, doing that we are always givers, you understand? Say withdraw. How do you keep your cups full? So that uzokwazi uba ngutata, ube ngumyeni, a good husband, and continue to serve. How do you feel cups zakho? Like Webster xa ngenza business wenza ntoni?
Webster client is a business uhlele nge-family.
All right.
Yeah, I think fatherhood has really been a blessing to me. In such a way that I now understand that it's not only about me, and there also needs, I need to be able to create environment for my young one to be able to blossom. So that has been my focus point. I also try to, at whatever opportunity that I get, to interact with people who are in the same hustle as me, which is other business people. Yeah, and I try to exercise.
Yeah,
I haven't.
I know you don't exercise. You want to say it. Yeah.
I try to exercise, but for the past couple of months, it hasn't been like what I would want it to be.
Yeah. Why is that?
No, just priorities.
Priorities.
It's not like I don't have the time.
Okay, cool. And you know the importance of it. It's just like
I know.
priorities.
It's not like I don't know. It's
okay,
just
cool.
priorities.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Webster, namhlanje bendise Science and Med School up Philippi. Speaking with them at 2000. Those are my people about 2000. I love that generation and misunderstood, and I feel that in the understand what opportunities are there in Africa globally, you understand, for these young people who are coming out of a school system, but naive. What opportunities, like, because it's a huge followership ye podcasting ngabo.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially I'm going to nabenza grade 12. Ngicela nabe benothetha nabo phana and stuff like bazawuphuma phana bangene to the real world. What message do you Nansika do you have?
A message to, I think a message that I'll give to Ama 2000 or people who are getting out of a matric is one, the world, it owes you nothing, zero.
Sure.
That's the first one. The second one will be invest in yourself. Get to understand yourself better so that you can align your activities, your career, your job to that which you naturally do. You know, because now I can sell anything. Why? Because I do it naturally. It's natural to me. So I don't feel like I'm working. So even for them, instead of doing stuff that will make them fit into the world, they just need to understand that they're okay as they are.
Yes.
You see, the world needs to dance to their tune.
Yes.
And not the other way around.
Yes.
Because once you want the world to dance to you, then it's going to shake you all around. That's the thing.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful, man. Like, question nami yokugqibela, Webster. Ngalamini nkulu in your funeral, chief. Ufuna abantu bathini ngoWebster? Like akufuna lawo bushari. Akufuna lawo bushari, ufuna kuthweni ngawo Webster.
No.
Yes.
Asifitina.
Yeah.
Legends don't die.
Okay.
We live forever.
All right.
Yeah. So, Webster, when he's gone, I think I should just be remembered as someone who lived his life and impacted Abanye along the way.
Yeah.
You know, because besides the business and stuff, this is my life. This is me. Do you understand? The business is something else, but this is me.
Yeah.
So if I manage to inspire the next person, then that's a bonus.
Yeah.
But I just want to be remembered as the guy who lived an ordinary life.
Yeah.
But then in so doing, he managed to inspire one or two or three people.
Yeah.
Just that.
Chief, Gosakhulu Tata, man. You're one of abantu abani inspired because you are you. You are easygoing. You know, you've got a kind heart, and you practice what you preach, which is very important. I do not like intellectual masturbators around me, and you are one of abantu who are willing to roll up his sleeves and put in the work. So Gosakhulu Tata for being you, and also for understanding that life it's not about you. There's abantu abajonge wena. Chief, awunoyeka tata nami ungabona coach Matika ngathi awunoyeka wena coach Matika nganyamalala yabo so ufuna ukunderstand mangabana there's abantu abakujongile tata xa unojula itawuli nathi singajula itawuli if Webster can you understand can tap out singobani thina yabo so thank you so much tata I hope to see you again because this session elandelana we're going to have a Q&A. People are going to listen to this podcast and then I'm going to invite abantu for a Q&A because we need to be practical, man. And abantu challenges, you understand? We need to give them strategies, tactics, processes to get from point A to point B because it's all about that. Even Chile is all on Facebook, bangabana. Don't let abantu back intimidated with this fancy talk. But people can talk. People can talk.
Yeah.
But it is the doing that changes things. Matika betunane inzulu ngokwayo icoach iyayivala ipodcast namhlanje ithi till we meet again. Hello.
Ndingayivali mna.
Kayivala ya.
Ngifuna uyivala man. Ngifuna uyivala. Ndizayivala kakubi phofu.
All right.
My message to everyone.
Yeah.
You think nine problems is means.
Yeah.
You don't have problems. Ni broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find ways to fix the problems.
Sure.
Then yonke le brokenness is uphela.
Yes.
Yeah. Ngosi kakhulu boss.
Okay.
I know you have also there's a lot of people you could have invited.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know why you invited me.
Yeah, no, abantu bay understand abona. You might not understand it, but abantu bamemele ba understand why you invited. Okay. Chief, ngosakhulu man tata man.
Sure, boss. Oh.